Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, the Mysterious Cameraman, and today I'm going to be talking about a film by Frog City Films, the Percy Jackson web series. So, this is another interesting fan film for me. And for me, there's some fan films that are like, look, it's an unboxing stormtrooper, what isn't there to love? And then there are some fan films for me that are really like love-hate relationship with. And this is one of them. And it's not that this series is anything bad, it's just that it didn't do enough. This series is based off some of the best scenes from Percy Jackson, like Westover Hall, Medusa, Talia's return, August 18th, things like that. And it does very interesting things because it's portrayed well. I'm going to go through the 6 categories that there are. There's directing, editing, acting, music, choreography, and story. And I'm going to try and deal with this because this kind of has the opposite of most fan films, which is weird. Directing, I'd say, is really strong because you can see the director, Leah Everett, really put a lot of their ideas into this and their directing style into this. And this is one of those like other type channels like Frog City Films, Camera Clip Studios, things like that post a lot. And it's not just that one film, like Triangle Films, one thing, Darth Maul Apprentice, whatever that's called, one thing. So like this is going to become more and more things, which is fun because you can see the editing style in those other things. And that's always cool to see that a director really show their style in so many other things because you can really feel that film in it. Editing we're going to get to later because that's a whole topic, and same with choreography. Acting, best part of the film. Every actor in this film actually portrays the characters I had seen him. Percy Jackson is amazing, not the best actor in the film, and that's saying something because he's good. He's good. But not compared to the other guy. Not compared to the better portrayal, which is Annabeth Chase, which is the best Annabeth Chase portrayal which I've seen, and I think honestly could be better than the Disney Plus show. But of course Disney Plus has its own issues, and I'm not going to get into that. I'll do that in like a few months when I get up to it. But the thing with this fan film is it does so much good for its acting, because Annabeth is amazing, Percy's amazing. Grover passes, like, Grover isn't really a character. Grover, you just have to be, like, just have to make so many jokes and you're fine, and he makes jokes, so, like, it isn't really so much of a huge standard for Grover. I've read the books, so, like, these are cool scenes to see recreated. But then Talia, I would say, is also one of those better roles. And then there's, like, all this background, like, Nico, all those people. Those are fine. Like, they're not great, but, like, they go through it. Like, they're good. Could they be better? Yeah. But, like, they're not bad. Like, they are good. The next thing I'd like to say is about the music. Music, it's fine. Again, music is one of those things that can't be great, can't be bad. Story's an interesting one because, again, this is based off something, so there isn't really a story aspect to it, so I kind of want to cancel that part out. Now it's time for editing and choreography. And this is what kind of gets me with this series, which is, it's not really has so much editing in it, because, like, editing, I mean, is, like, visual effects, like, cool, like, visuals, and this fan series doesn't have cool visuals, because as it recreates scenes like Aphrodite, Westover Hall, Medusa, but it doesn't actually recreate a single fight scene besides in literally the first episode. And is that a problem? No. Because, again, Percy Jackson powers are pretty difficult compared to, like, Harry Potter and Star Wars. Because, like, it's just, like, there's a reason people hate the old Percy Jackson series. Like, if Disney Plus screws up Percy Jackson, then nothing else is going to get it right. To be fair, Disney screwed up. So like, I'm gonna talk all about this in another episode because I could probably rant on about how Disney's gonna probably screw up Percy Jackson, but like, I'm not gonna say anything else about it currently. But I kind of wish it did some sort of fight scene that even use a bit of powers, because that would have made the series more attachful. Because it does so many good scenes with acting, and I wish it had like a little fight scene sprinkled in there. Because like, I know they can't do so much, but at least they could do a tiny bit. And in a few videos, I'm really gonna talk about some fan films I want to see, not just for Percy Jackson or things like that. And the thing with this type of fan film is Percy Jackson is a really cool story, but there's a lot of editing that goes into it. Trials of Apollo, on the other hand, doesn't have as many huge, massive visual effects, because there aren't any huge, massive villains. It's a human who's the villain. So this is why, like, the Percy Jackson web series is so much good, but like, it doesn't have that fan film power to it. And here's the dilemma I have, which is that there's all around good fan films, like Sisters of House of Black. Great editing, great story. Mudblood Part 3. Great editing, great story. Origins of the Air. Great editing, great story. Why are these all Harry Potter fan films? Sleepwalker. Great editing, great story. Gambit Play for Keeps. Great editing, great story. The list goes on. But this one specifically has great editing. Then there's like some, like Darth Maul Apprentice and maybe a bit of Cad Bane, but like, I'm gonna try and not talk about fan films that I'm talking about in like 2 months for you that I've already filmed, because again, I'm not any videos I'm filming in July and some in August I'm filming in June, so I'm talking all about fan films I've already seen, but to you I haven't reviewed them yet. But as for Darth Maul Apprentice, that's like a massive fight scene as I described it. And this feels like a massive plot dialogue part. And like how Darth Maul Apprentice had like no dialogue, no like talk, sit down scenes. This is only that and no fight scenes. Darth Maul Apprentice is still one of my favorite fan films. So I'm not saying it's a problem that it does that. I'm saying that I kind of wish it did more. And I think it does also benefit from it being a web series, because it lets it spread out its story. But here, the other thing is, this is really the best Rick Riordan interpretation. Because the only other like standout one for me, at least, is the Lost Hero one. And I'm talking about that in a few days. But for that, I feel like that's worse than this. For me. Not that much, but like, I think this is really that standout. This is the bar you want to be better with. And like, every single genre of fan film has that bar. Like Sleepwalker and Gambit Play for Keeps, or Origins of the Air and Sisters of House Black. And the people who come after it really want to try and hit that mark. And currently, the Percy Jackson web series is that bar that people need to exceed. And what I want is to have more Percy Jackson web series. Not necessarily web series, but like fan films. Because it is a big thing. People love Percy Jackson. And I think compared to some of the other things, like Star Wars and stuff, there aren't enough fan films. And that kind of disappoints me, because I really want to see some of these on-screen interpretations. So I wish that, not that someone can be better than this series, because I don't want like the series to be like in 10 years to be like, oh, this series sucks. But like, I want there to be a fan film that surpasses this, because I want to see a really good Percy Jackson fan film. And yeah, and I don't really care who makes it. I just want to see a good, solid Percy Jackson fan film. Thank you so much for watching. Soon we'll be talking about the Lost Hero web series. That's gonna be a fun one. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.